spent time doing
Yeah,
this?
so this is 6 years in the
6 years
making,
of work.
Okay.
and it's just myself, so it's taken a long
Alone?
time. Yeah, and this was just a grassy lot, and
Okay.
the hardest part, of course, was digging up the grass and shaking off all the roots. And then I dug down about 2 feet, and I built my own sifter, which is across the way, which is a big box with a screen in it. So I sifted all the rocks out, but I kept the rocks, and under that tree, I used it as mulch. I had heard that rocks are like the perfect mulch for trees
Okay.
because the rain will run off the rocks and leach all the minerals,
Minerals.
and they don't compact, so air can still get down to the roots. So I have a pile around that tree. It's about a big ring, so I didn't even throw the rocks out, and I save everything. So I try to reuse stuff because I hate that people throw everything out now. So like these are limbs from the trees over there I pruned.
This one.
You're right. And I had these in my backyard. I was going to do something with them. I decided this is perfect to do with this.
And wood, for what? Why wood?
Well, this is cedar, so cedar doesn't rot very
Okay.
well. So this should last 10 years easy in here and won't rot. And like these benches, and there's one over there, and this one here, and there's one on the other side. I had 2 trees in the lot. When I cut them down, I made benches out of them. So like that's a tree I cut down. I just cut it down with a chainsaw and made all the signs with the chainsaw, just freehand cutting it. And I just try to reuse everything. And I haven't sprayed any chemicals. I use no chemicals
Very
in
good.
many years, at least 3 years. And as the plants have gotten healthier, they ward off the pests.
Do you use your own seeds or?
Yeah, I'm using my own seeds now. For some plants cross-pollinate, so it's hard to use their own seeds. But tomatoes, they normally pollinate themselves through wind, so I resave my tomato seeds, and I try to plant I save my pepper seeds. But the biggest thing here is I use leaves from the garden, from leaves from all the trees. So in the fall, I fill my trailer up.
And you cover everything
Every
up?
day I take my daughter to school, I come home with my truck and trailer full of leaves. And I did an estimate, and I put, I don't know what it would be in kilograms, but I put 120,000 pounds of leaves in here over the 7 years. So that's the equivalent of around 3,000 bags, big bags of leaves every year in here. And that's why it's built up so high. The soil's built up over time as I've kept adding leaves and leaves and leaves. And it started as very hard soil.
Where do you learn this? Or
It just made sense.
by
right?
doing?
It made sense. And so, and you can feel free to come in, and we can go under the roof. It's easy. You just have to duck down. And this is the time of the year when it's very hot. Things tend to die back some. But my walkways,
oh, it's very smooth.
well, they're raised beds. There's 18 inches of leaves that you're walking on. Okay, 1.5 feet. And they're turning into mulch over time. And so every fall, I'll dig it up and just dump it, and I'll have a new empty thing to throw my leaves in. So my compost, my walkways are my compost.
It's very...
So, right. So it's the ground level, you can see we've kind of gone up. And we're up pretty high. But I also dig down till I hit the clay, so there's around 18 inches of leaves. And then I use the leaves for mulch, or anything. You saw grass, I ran out of leaves, so if somebody mows and puts a bag of grass out, I just grab it. And any kind of organic matter. And that's the key. The garden's just gone really nuts. It just loves the organic.
How much work do you spend daily?
Right now it's easy because everything's producing. And I put my mulch down. I use anything, anything I can find for mulch, anything to cover the ground and keep the moisture in, I try to use. And once it's down, it's easy. So this time of the year is very easy. You just come pick your food. The hardest part is the spring and the fall when you're getting ready for things. So when I collect leaves, it's hard. I mean, I spent all weekend out there moving leaves around, but I'm kind of lazy. I am lazy. So That's why I'm doing this in the walkway, so I don't have to use wheelbarrows to move lease around. I mean, I just literally shovel it and just dump it, and then I till it in. And every year, these rows keep getting higher and higher because I added leaves, more and more leaves. So in some of the better areas, I'm up to about 50%, and it goes down because I've raised the bed and I dug down 2 feet, so it's very dark soil, organic, all the way down probably 3 feet.
3 feet.
Or yard. And it's hard to see, but it's better. It started gray. This isn't very good. Some areas are almost black. They're so, like this should be very good here. It's darker. You can see some of the black in the soil. That's the leaves. That's the carbon from the leaves. And so it's about half. It's about half and half at this point. I've added, 3 or 4 inches every year, and over the years, most of the buildup is from the organic. You're fine.
And you will always have leaves.
Yes, well,
Yes, never
people always
ending.
throw their leaves out, so it's terrible because it's a big waste. Leaves are wonderful. And then people throw their leaves out, then they go buy a bag of mulch somewhere, which is silly because they haven't mulch to begin with. So, and you can feel free to walk around. I have some of the more unusual things. Most people don't realize that this is an almond tree.
Almond?
It's not a peach tree, it's an almond tree.
Okay.
And they normally grow, this is called a hardy almond. It grows very well here. It's one of the few almonds that will grow where it gets cold. We get cold in the winter. A lot of snow, freezing. And most almonds in the U.S. grow in California where they don't freeze. But so this produces a lot of almonds. They're very good. They taste good. They're not commercial almonds because they're very hard to crack. You have to use a hammer.
Yes, but they grow here.
They grow here. And the squirrels love them. There's empty almond shells all over where they've eaten them. But I mean, you can see that's an almond casing, right?
Yes.
That's what the shell of an almond looks like. Unfortunately, the minute they fall, the squirrels get them. They love them. Most of the other stuff in here is very common. I mean, I've tried different things. These are...
For example, I have a question with the tomatoes. In Germany, everyone is planting the tomatoes under how do you say it? Not under open air.
Really?
Yes, because of the weather, of the rain, it destroys the plant.
Yeah,
And
we can get... if you have too much water, sometimes you have the bottom that rots. The
Okay.
tomatoes rot. Is that what you're thinking? I mean, tomatoes are hard because here, or I picked a bunch. The birds eat them. When it gets really hot out, the birds need. I mean, that's probably I don't know what that is. It's a worm, but I mean, there's some big ones down there. I mean, these are all heirloom, which aren't bred for production. They're bred for flavor. These are interesting. On the other side, I'll show you this. I'm trying it this year. This is it's a blue tomato.
A blue tomato?
Yes.